Welcome to part 16 of my DIY backyard project. If you have missed the previous progress, check them out in the description. If you're planning to build a deck by yourself or even hiring a contractor to do the job, I hope you will find this helpful. And my goal is to inspire more people into DIY. This time, we are talking about installing the low voltage transformer for the LED lights. Most people would install the transformer outside of the house, but it may not be the best way to do it. I will talk about the pros and cons. The next question is, if I install it inside of the house, how does the unit use the photo cell to detect dawn and dusk? I will cover this in a moment. I will also tell you how to calculate how many watts you need for your transformer. This brand called Paradise is very popular in United States and in Canada. If you are thinking about buying it, you may have come across some scary photos like this on Amazon. The transformer melted the plastic casing. I will show you how to prevent this from happening. Installing the LED lights on the Azek PVC deck is not part of this video. Check out part 9 for details. There's also part 12 if you want to see how I did it on the privacy screen. I will post the links in the description. Okay, let's get started. First, we need to run the cables. In the last video, I have shared a trade secret on how to drill a pilot hole without using a drill bit. I am going to quickly show you again in case you have missed it. All I did was to use the wire clothes hanger, and it did the job. Check out part 15 if you want more information about this trick. Because I have 3 sets of low voltage cables, I need to have a hole which is large enough for them to pass through. I am using 7/8 masonry bit. The brick veneer is about 4 inches in thickness. After that, I switched to a 3/4 drill bit for wood. That's what I have in the toolbox. It should be good. Technically, at this point, you can run the low voltage cables through that hole and use silicone caulking to seal it. Similar to what they install your coaxial cable for your internet. Because of DIY, I want to do more than that. It's a very good chance to rough in some cables for the future. I have a plan to install a PoE camera, so I will run some Cat 6 cable. In this case, I do need the waterproof junction box. The junction box comes with different size of rubber grommets. Just pick the one you want, then you use Teflon tape to make sure it's watertight before you screw it on. You may ask, is it too close to the water faucet? Is it a code violation? Well, if you're installing a 120 volt receptacle, I am pretty sure that's not good. Also, it may be too close to the ground, but I am using this for low voltage. It's totally fine. Another DIY tips here. Always use plastic zip ties to make the cable look tidy. Here's the Cat 6 cable that I'm talking about. I am going to fit it inside of the house. The Cat 6 Ethernet cable is just rough in for the future. There is nothing to connect at this point. Finally, we can put the cover on and we are almost done. Next, you do need silicone caulking for this. Remember I told you before, always leave a tiny gap at the bottom. In case the silicone cracks at the top, water can drain at the bottom. The next day, I wanted to add another rough-in cable for the future project on my Raspberry Pi. Maybe a magnetic relay for the gate. I don't know. So, I ran the 24 gauge twisted pair telephone cable. Yes, telephone. Nothing wrong with it, it's just copper wires. The white color cable is so soft, we need a guide. I will make use of the clothes hanger again. It's more than just using it for the pilot hole. Now, go down to the basement. You need to pull the cable until you get it. That's how you run the cable. It's not too difficult at all. This time, the outside is really completed. Everything looks fantastic. In the basement, we need to run all the wires to the main breaker panel where I am going to install the 12-volt transformer. There are two ways to do it. You can drill the hole on the joist, just like the electrician runs the Romax. The other way is to run it below the joist. Because it's low voltage, it doesn't violate any code, at least not in my area. Now it's time to connect everything together using the plastic connectors. Then use the zip ties to tidy up the cables. We will need to run some tests here at this junction point. But before we do that, let's go back to the question. Why do we need to install the transformer inside of the house? Let's take a look at Lowe's, Canada. People are complaining about the LED screen stopped working. Now, let's go to Amazon.com. Someone said the LED screen fogged up. This tells us something about this Paradise transformer is not well made for rain and snow. Moving it inside of the house would prevent this from happening. Okay, let's move on to another problem. There's one scary picture saying that the transformer melted the plastic casing. I can tell you, this can happen to many other brands of the transformer out there. To avoid this from happening, first we need to understand some physics. Okay, this is the original transformer, comes with the LED. Very interesting to notice that this is not running on 12-volt DC, it is running on 12-volt AC. Pay attention to the maximum watt is 6 watt at 12 volt. To verify that I'm not smoking or something, I am using the analog multimeter to do the test. There is no response when we are testing DC. Yes, that's correct. Let's move on and test AC. Now we got about 15 volt. Let's compare with the digital meter. Oh yes, it's about the same. That's AC current. The next step we need to do is to find out how many watt per LED light it consumes. It's very useful to determine which transformer you need to buy. Let's use the clamp multimeter to check the current. You need to split the wire into positive and negative, and you only need to clamp on either one of them. Okay, we have 0.28 amp. What does it mean to you? Using the formula P equals VA at 12 volt, we have 3.36 watt. Divided by 8 of them, each LED light consumes 0.42 watt. Let's say you have 60 LED lights, that's 25 watt. But you need to leave some buffer for that. I would do at least a 50 watt transformer, or even 100 watt for the future. However, 200 watt or 300 watt transformer in this case is way overkill and waste of money. Remember, we are trying to look into the problem about this scary photo of the transformer. It is certainly overheated. One possible cause is short circuit. This made in China cheap transformer does not have any fuse on the 12 volt circuit. The junction point is where we left off. Now power up to the transformer and use the clamp multimeter to find out how many amp the LEDs are consuming. I have 3 pairs of cables to test, zone 1, 2 and 3. These are the results. As you can see, all of them are under 1 amp. What I'm going to do is to install the automotive inline fuse with 1 amp. That should give us enough protection. Now this part is completed. If there is any current overloading after this point, the fuse will trip and protect the transformer from overheating. This is the place where I'm going to install the transformer. On the left hand side, that's the Reliance transfer switch for the furnace. It's for emergency to hook up the gas generator during power outage. I will post the link in the description if you're interested in this project. As a good practice, you always want to tidy up the cables using zip ties. That will give you a professional finish. On the left, that's the main panel. Below the transformer, that's the 60 amp sub-panel. I had the video talking about how to install the 240 volt GFCI breaker for the electric vehicle. I will post the link in the description if you are interested running the level 2 charger. To answer the question about how does the photocell detect dawn and dusk when it is installed in the basement, the keyword is astronomic timer. Honestly, it has nothing really magical about this. It will just turn on or off based on the sunset and sunrise data of your time zone. This Paradise transformer comes with Wi-Fi capability that works with an app. After using it for 5 minutes, I have to say this is very bad. It's not the device like Google Nest or Ring doorbell that you're expecting. It does not even connect to your home Wi-Fi. You need to connect to your mobile phone directly. Oh my god. Press the mode and the down arrow at the same time, then press the up arrow. Then press enter. This will go into the Wi-Fi pairing mode. On the Wi-Fi settings on your mobile phone, connect to paradise_something and type the password 123458. Now it got connected. Next, you can start the app. At this point, your phone is connected to the transformer. Let's do a test and turn on some lights. You can hear the clicking sound of the relay. That is good. Okay, let's try other channels. You can use the app to set up the astronomic timer to turn off the light at a particular time. However, I have to warn you about the app was so poorly written. It screwed up my schedule. In the end, I used the LED screen to set up my schedule and deleted the app from my phone. The transformer itself is okay, but don't waste money on this Wi-Fi model. The result in my backyard is looking fantastic. I think you would agree. I hope this helps. Give this a thumbs up if you find some good information in this video. My goal again is to inspire more people into DIY. You may want to check out other videos on my channel. I am pretty sure you will love them. Remember to subscribe. Thanks for watching and see you next time.